So it's 8 o'clock, it's dark out. I am going up to Springs to get some work wheels for the VR4. Hopefully they're in as good a condition as the guy says they're in. Alright boys, so Christmas came early, and what I'm talking about is I got wheels for the VR4. Let me know what you think about these. So I think they make knockoffs of these, and I think Jesse has a pair of them, but these are actually works. Work. So yeah, these are like they're like $460 a piece. I picked up like the whole set of them for 800 bucks, and the cool thing about them is they are 18 by 9.5, and they're right offset. So I'm gonna be putting some, I have some 265 35 18-inch tires, and I'm going to put those on there, and then I should be good to go. The coilovers should be coming in. I bought coilovers for it. I bought the stuff for the rear steering delete, and then I bought the bolts for the hubs. So pretty much once all the parts come in and me and Trevor get back from, I think they should all be here before we, well, after we get back from Texas. So yeah, then I'll have a nice set of wheels, nice set of coilovers. The rear steering will be deleted, and the bolts. I ordered bolts and everything, so I should have the bolts. All that stuff will be, I'll put it all on, and then I'll get the car aligned, and then I could actually finally like be able to drive it. And it'll actually look, I think those will look really good on it. I was thinking about repowder coating them a different color, maybe like silver, white, I don't know, a different color maybe. But I kind of like how they're bronze. All right, so me and Trevor are in Texas. He picked up a surprise, and we're about to go to Summit and see what they have. I mean, this is a pretty decent size warehouse. I mean, it goes all the way back there.
Why are you saying it's big now? You were just telling me how small it was.
Well, I mean, it's a big warehouse, but I mean, the factory kind of said it was twice or 10 times as big as this. Oh no, the jelly beans! The jelly beans! Man, I wish we had one of these down the street from us. Look at all these random bolts and hardware. I really wish this was down the street from us. Look at all this stuff. All the exhausts we make. Look at this. You could just come down here and buy V-bands, any size you need. All stainless. And like cutouts and resonators, all kinds of stuff. This is pretty cool. Yeah, man, you could just come down here and get big brake kits. Like, I need a caliper, my caliper seized or something. Just come buy another one. I mean, this is kind of tight, all the stuff that they have. All right, so I am back from Texas. Well, we are back from Texas, me and Trevor. And while I was there, Trevor bought another Supra, if you guys didn't see it already. And then we stopped by Aaron Lozzi's like shop like thing, and they had an SC300, and it had the 1J ZGT automatic ECU. So I'm gonna throw this in here, and I opened it up. It looks really good, so hopefully it doesn't have any burned capacitors, and hopefully this is the issue and it runs. Alright, so before I stick this in there, and hopefully it doesn't burn it out or anything, I'm gonna look at the traces just in case, so I could fix them if I have to. You can see pretty much looks like, yeah, it looks like that trace goes straight back. It looks like exactly how I had them hooked up on mine. Mine was probably just too far damaged. So it looks like that one trace goes around. The one from the other side of the capacitor goes back. In Texas, I did get some exhaust pipe for the VR4, so I could maybe make an exhaust or something, or use it for something. It's really nice to have because they have they're bent on different planes. So here's the horizontal plane, and this is a 90, 45, and this is the vertical plane, and that's a 45 and a 90. So this would be really good because the exhaust goes under the oil pan on the VR4 up to the turbo, but see how it's like oval? It would be nice and flat, and then it could tuck in really nice, and then they have a transition. Another, like a company online, they didn't have it there, makes a transition that actually rotates this, so it like pretty much like turns at 90 degrees like in a twist, and then I could go like a 90 almost from the turbo, and then down, and then it'd twist, and then it'd go to another one of these underneath the oil pan. There'd be a flex section because it's a V. There'd be like a flex section somewhere around here, and it'd go, but the other side would have to wrap around because I want to make it like an equal length exhaust, so it sounds a lot better. Because how they're like set up now, they sound like really crappy from like through the exhaust, because it just like pretty much just dumps in. So this is one turbo, then the other turbo would just like dump into the exhaust, so it's just like a really like harsh, not equal length like issue. I mean, equal length headers on anything make them sound better. Just filling up with some diesel. I love coming to the semi ones because they fill up so quick. I mean, watch this thing, how fast it's gonna fill up. And my battery's gonna be dead. Why? Look at that, just filling up. Okay, so just brought the tires and the clutch for the SC300 over. I had this clutch for a while. It is actually a OS Giken clutch. It's for a 370Z transmission. These tires are for the works that I picked up before we went to Texas. And I was kind of disappointed that OS Giken wasn't any like helpful at all with this whole clutch thing. So what I'm going to do is probably end up ordering the flywheel from a 2J for the OS Giken, the same type of clutch. And then I will, I'm pretty sure that they use this cage on all their clutches, so it's gonna have to, I'm almost pretty sure that this cage is gonna bolt to the 2JZ clutch. And then what that's gonna do for me is I will be able to use the actual 370Z discs and pressure plate for the OS Giken clutch, so that'll make it so much more easy. It'll have the flywheel ring gear, it'll just have the 370Z discs and pressure plate, so everything should just bolt on to the 2J. And I should, once my adapter plate is made, well, my adapter housing is made, I'll be able to just bolt it all together, not have to have any crazy spacers or anything like that, and then, you know, there won't be any issues. So I'm gonna have to order that flywheel for the 2J. It's like 600 something bucks, like 700 bucks probably shipped. And then I'm sure all this is gonna bolt on. I doubt that they use different cages for the same diameter discs, because they're 215 millimeters for the 370Z, and for the 2JZ they're the same, 215 millimeters. So there's no reason for them to use a different cage. I really highly doubt that they do, and it would simplify the process like 1,000 times. So right now I'm going to throw these tires. I pretty much have, I had a full container of tires, now I have like half a container of tires. These are 265 35 18s. I'm gonna throw them on those works that I picked up before we went to Texas. And I like these. I have these on the front of my drift car. They are Sonar Evos, and they seem like they grip pretty well. I think when I bought them, they're like 75 or like 50 bucks a tire, something like that. That's why I bought so many of those and the Federals, but I'm gonna throw them on this. And then these wheels are most likely going on to the VR4. They're 18 by 9.5 plus 38. So they should be almost perfect. I may have to run maybe a little spacer, but we'll see. The coils aren't here yet. I'm still waiting on the coils. I haven't even slept yet. I pretty much went home and just have done a bunch of errands since we got back from Texas. So I still haven't slept. I'm still not really tired. So I'm gonna throw these tires on really quick. And talking about tires, and then, you know, see how they look. So I'm done putting the tires on the wheels. They look really nice. I can't wait to see them on the car. Before I put them on, I'm gonna wait to get the coilovers and all the other stuff, because there's no reason to really put them on until all that stuff's on anyway. So yeah, look at that. Some new meats, and they're not new wheels, but I mean they're actually really nice. The only one that has any issue is this one. Has a little curbage, which isn't really that bad. So you know, you can see it's like barely into it. I mean, it looks like horrible, but it's really not that bad. So yeah, can't wait to put these on the VR4 and all the other parts that I ordered for it. And then I think I'm gonna throw the fuel pump in this, and the fuel filter, and maybe a new set of plugs, and maybe coil boots, and see what happens. All right, look what came in the mail. It looks like a steering delete, and my bolts, my titanium bolts for the hubs and the washers came. The only issue is I'm gonna work on the SE300. I did buy a set of spark plugs for it. I'm gonna put that new fuel filter in it and see if it clears out. I already put the ECU in it. It idles a lot better now. It just has like a mist, so I'm gonna try to get that to go away, and then hopefully I can do some rips in it tonight. Okay, so the old plugs are out. I'm gonna put the new plugs in. One thing I noticed when I was pulling the plugs out, they're kind of wet around the threads, and it kind of smells like bad gas. So I'm gonna open up the fuel tank after I'm done with this, and see if it has bad gas in it. Maybe put a new fuel pump and a fuel filter on it while I do that. So maybe it has bad gas in it and just needs some good fuel pump, fuel filter, plugs, and new gas. So I just put new plugs in it and kind of organized the wires. It definitely probably needs a new fuel filter and an upgraded fuel pump. I'm gonna put those in now, but yeah, it idles 1,000 times better, and it actually gets into boost a little bit. So, you know, I'm going to throw that fuel filter and the fuel pump in, and I think after that it'll be able to do some pulls. But it was definitely surprising me. And they're all-wheel drive, so. All right, so now it is actually running really nice. It's, I'm pretty sure it needs a fuel pump. Just put the fuel filter on, and like, you could hear the fuel pump like start to like die down, and then it like, the idle kind of drops. See, like right there. Yeah, right there, see? I think the fuel pump's shitting. Yeah, there we go. So this is like the quietest JZ car ever. Stock like SE300 exhaust. So I need to put this AEM in it, but I have to drive it around to get rid of like a full tank of gas. So maybe I'll do that tomorrow. All right, so I'm not exactly sure if this has to do with the car running. I mean, it runs really nice now. Idles really nice, but it has the same issue that we're having with the Supra, which is once you get into any kind of boost, it hits like fuel cut or like it overboost or whatever it's doing. Well, it's definitely not overboosting, but so with the SC, you have to kind of modify the harness. I'm not exactly sure what happened. I need to look up wiring diagrams, but it looks like this plug was added, as well as this one, and then these wires were not connected. I'm not exactly sure what they go to. I'm gonna have to look it up, but yeah, something is going on, and it may have to do with how this is wired up. It may not have to do with how it's wired up, but it's kind of weird that that's, I don't know what it's doing, but it's kind of weird that it's having that issue because of that. So we'll see. I'm going to look wiring diagrams up and hopefully figure this out. I think there's a wiring issue with the SE300. Not exactly sure what it is, but looking at the harness and everything, there were some wires extended. But then if you look at the body harness and everything, there's like an issue with some of the wire colors matching up and which plugs are doing what. So I'm not actually sure. It's pretty hard to find any wiring information for these things. So I don't know. I'm probably gonna have to kind of dig into it. Hopefully I can find like a body wiring diagram, and I don't know about the JZ wiring diagram, but you know, I don't know what it is really. All the wiring to the ECU seems like it is fine. It just has like an issue once it gets into boost, and maybe that's because something with the body harness, the speedo doesn't work. Maybe that's an issue, but I'm not actually sure if the check engine light works or not. I didn't really check. Maybe I'll have to look back at one of my videos of it and see, but something with the wiring is funky on this.